Someone or something watching a man exploring an abandoned asylum. A woman found living in a rundown home close to collapsing. And 3 men chased out of an abandoned home where dark rituals were rumored to take place. This is disturbing footage from abandoned places. Dan Bell is a well-known urban explorer on YouTube, and he's had his fair share of creepy encounters. This one happened inside an abandoned children's asylum. I don't care who you are, or what your views are on the supernatural, you're gonna be creeped out walking through a place like this, especially alone. Well, as Dan was filming, he kept getting the feeling of being watched. It may have been nerves, but after posting his video to YouTube, a commenter noticed something. See if you can spot it yourself. Did you notice anything? Let's slow that clip down. Keep your eye on the door. In the hole where the door handle should be, you see a shadow move away from behind. Clearly someone, or maybe something, was looking at him through that tiny gap. A little later into the video, he heads upstairs, examining some suspicious looking red stains on the floor, and that's when he hears something. A muffled voice is heard from another room. He doesn't stick around long after that. He gets a bit more footage of some of the other rooms and then makes his way out. Next up, a group of urban explorers runs into something they absolutely were not expecting. The YouTube channel Back in Time MC uploaded a video where they thought they were just checking out a totally abandoned farmhouse. Honestly, you can see why they assumed that the place looks like it's barely holding together. There's trash everywhere, the walls are filthy, dirt is in every corner. It's the kind of house where it feels like one wrong step might send the whole thing collapsing. They're moving through the rooms, just filming the decay, when they step into a bedroom. Out of nowhere, an elderly woman suddenly pops out from under the nastiest, most beat-up bed you can imagine. The cameraman completely freezes and blurts out, "You're alive!"
Oh my god! Hello! You're alive! What? No, man, we
End up talking with her for a little bit, and it turns out she'd been living there alone for years. Back in 2011, 3 friends, Tim, Ben, and John, decided to explore an abandoned house in the woods near where they lived. There have been creepy stories about the place for years. There was an urban legend about it being used for black magic and dark rituals. A lot of people simply referred to it as the Satanic House. Over the years, people claimed to find dead animals, strange artifacts, and other unsettling things inside. The friends decided to go in at night, filming their exploration. Not long after stepping inside, they came across this.
Whoa. John, what degree is stepping on?
Oh my god.
Okay, well.
A huge pentagram had been painted on the floor. On the walls, they also found all sorts of strange symbols. Then they went to the basement, where there was this awful smell. There were also what looked like dolls hanging from long strings on the ceiling.
Guys, this smell is terrible. I'm gonna throw.
One of the guys started vomiting from how bad the smell was down there. And that's when they heard noises coming from upstairs, followed by this. The guys panicked. Tim and Ben managed to bolt from the house screaming, but someone or something grabbed John, trying to pull him back inside. You can't really see anything at this point, but you do hear John screaming, pure terror in his voice.
What's happening? Get off! What's going on? Hang on. What's... John?
Thankfully, they managed to retrieve him though, and they drove the hell out of there. Urban explorer CJ Faison, along with his friend Mo, decided to explore an abandoned farmhouse late at night in Virginia. What made this place especially disturbing was who it belonged to. The farmhouse used to be owned by Ray Copeland, a convicted serial killer who was arrested in the 90s for taking the lives of 5 people. CJ and Mo went in fully aware of the house's history. For most of the video, things are pretty calm. Eerie given the context, but calm. While exploring the upper floor of a section, CJ's buddy sees something, a shadow figure.
What? For real? Please be kidding me.
They're slightly on edge at this point, but they decide to keep looking around, and then they hear this.
What the? Let's jump.
Apparently Scorpion from Mortal Kombat showed up at the farm. Get over here! Except, get out of here! The voice came from the stairs leading to the lower floor, so whoever that angry guy was between them and the exit. The only other way down was to jump, which they debated for a little bit. Eerily though, they didn't actually see anyone. Clearly there was a voice, but they had no idea who it came from. Eventually they make it back outside when something spooks them, and they take off running. This next video comes from urban explorer Usaf Amadi. He and his pals decided to explore an abandoned school. There were rumors about the place being haunted, so they decided to check things out for themselves. Among all the standard stuff you find in abandoned buildings like broken windows and paint peeling from walls, old chairs, etc., they came across something a lot more unsettling. Bullets, lots of them. They were scattered throughout the school, and there were lots of different types. Not the most comforting thing to find in a rundown place like this. At night, just when they thought things couldn't get any creepier, this happens. A dark, shadowy figure quickly walks across the hallway in front of them, and for a few seconds, they just stand there frozen. Continue for the sake of content, or leave? Well, content it is. Usaf calls out the person.
So, are you an explorer?
After a few seconds, the tense silence is immediately broken by this.
Actually, don't go anymore.
Next up, this group of explorers from the YouTube channel Yes Theory decided to explore Penhurst State School and Hospital, one of the most infamous abandoned asylums in the United States. The place opened in 1908 and was closed decades later. It's become rather infamous for reports of paranormal activity. As they were filming inside, they set up REM machines, which are devices that beep when there's a break in the magnetic field. Almost immediately, the machines started going off, especially near a closed door. Things got even creepier in the basement, where they found dozens of dolls with ominous red eyes sitting in the darkness. By the end of their exploration, it was clear this place wasn't just spooky because it was abandoned, but the sounds, the eerie dolls, the overwhelming sense of dread seeping out of the place. It made for one of the most unnerving urban exploration experiences the group ever had. Chris Hill is known for filming his urban explorations with an infrared camera, which sometimes shows things you wouldn't normally catch with the naked eye. And that was certainly the case here. Take a look at this. Not only does he get a scare from the loud thud, but while reviewing the footage recorded by the thermal cam later, he noticed this odd misty shape floating through the place. And though Chris didn't see anything at the time, he obviously felt something. And continuing on, take a look at the left-hand side of the frame. You see the thing floating around in the next room, right by the archway. Next up, we have a really unusual urban exploration discovery from Glasgow, Scotland. Explorer found an entire forgotten world beneath Argyle Street, one of the city's busiest shopping roads. The explorer, Mitchell Kelly, came across hidden tunnels and rooms that had been sealed off and unused for decades, places that few people walking above would ever guess existed. Kelly said he found the entrance almost by accident, spotting a small access hole and crawling through it to get under the street. Once inside, he saw long, dark corridors, bricked up sections of tunnel, and abandoned rooms that hadn't been touched in years. The place was undeniably creepy. I mean, just look at it. But it's also fascinating. Scattered on the floor were old rusted keys, oil tins, gloves, and forgotten tools. These tunnels are thought to be connected to an old railway line and parts of a neighborhood that was demolished all the way back in the 1800s. In Milwaukee, a YouTuber named Matthew Nunez was wandering around an old abandoned church one evening in August 2022, just filming like he usually does. The place was sketchy as hell with peeling paint and broken windows. He was exploring the upper floors, thinking he'd catch some cool urban decay shots, and he did, but he also stumbled across something way more shocking than a creepy pew or a busted chandelier. In a tiny bedroom lying in a corner was a human body. The person was not moving. Nunez called the cops immediately. The body was old enough that it was mostly skeletonized, but there were still clues, a few rings on the fingers, some tattoos. Whoever this was, they'd been left there a long time ago. Eventually, investigators identified the man as 32-year-old Michael Christopher Day, a local man who'd been missing. As for how he died, there were no obvious signs. Nunez never released the footage. And that has been the video for today. I will catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next one.